Hello, eavesdroppers. Welcome to another pop culture tarot reading. I hope you all are feeling like $1,000,000. On today's episode, we are going to look into Blu Cantrell, a tarot reading. All right, on her career, her relationship with Jay-Z, and any shadow secrets we need to pick up on. What happened to Blu Cantrell's career? What role did the industry or shadow influences play? So we're going to take a deep dive into her energy, pull back the veil on one of the most mysterious and abruptly halted careers in early 2000s R&B. So Blu Cantrell burst onto the scene with undeniable vocal power and massive hits only to seemingly vanish from the mainstream just as fast. For years, rumors have swirled regarding her past relationship with Jay-Z, and the intense speculation surrounding whether Beyonce or higher industry powers had a hand in her premature departure from the music industry. So today we are going to turn the cards to look past the headlines and uncover the hidden energy and motives and spiritual truths behind these long-standing rumors. In this intuitive session, we are going to explore the core energy of Blu Cantrell's career, her internal and external forces originally built and then destabilized her musical trajectory. Okay, the Jay-Z connection. What was the true energy between them two? The past relationship. How did it ripple into her professional life? And the shadow influences that may have sabotaged her, the rumors. Is there truth to the speculation regarding Beyonce's involvement and why her career, or, whatever, came to an end pretty quickly? Cutthroat industry politics. So she's considered the hangwoman here, the great sacrifice, all right? So we're going to analyze the heavy karma around the lessons, the shifts, the blockages, things that happened in her life, all right? And why she left the industry so abruptly. So we're going to get into this reading on Blu Cantrell. All right, everything I say in this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. All right, so take it with a grain of salt. Let's take a look at Blu Cantrell. Blu, why did you leave the industry? Also, I want to mention, we all know that Jay-Z and Beyonce's firstborn child is named Blu, and I think that's very weird for your husband to want to name your child after his girlfriend that predated you. She was his girlfriend right before he got with Beyonce. Very weird. Very, very weird. Now, they did add add an E to Blu's name. Blu Cantrell is spelled B-L-U. All right, let's see. Blu, show me what happened to your career. Why did you leave the industry? Okay. She has the Ace of Cups. She has the Two of Wands. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I believe she's a Pisces or Cancer. I know she's a water sign. I believe she's a Pisces or a Cancer. I want to say Pisces for sure, but she may be a Cancer. Two of Wands. She's saying another avenue opened up for her. She said she'll always love music. It was her first love, this Ace of Cups. It was her first love. But this could also be showing me a relationship that created a crossroads for her. Show me more. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. It's a relationship. And the Six of Cups. Again, she is pointing out she loves music. She still loves the art. She loves the creative process. She loves singing. She's saying, I was born with this gift. I came here to do this, but a relationship that I entered, it created a crossroad. It opened up a new pathway for me, and it made me ask myself, should I stay or should I go? That's what the Two of Wands is. It's the grass greener somewhere else. Should I just walk away from this? She felt like this partnership she entered created a crossroads. Also, she's pointing out some kind of negotiations here. She felt like she was pulled more in a different direction. I also noticed she did suffer with some mental health issues as well, but mostly everyone in the industry does at some point. Okay, show me more about your career. Two more cards. Okay, she's pointing out the Nine of Swords, the mental health issues. I just spoke it up, okay. All right, Mars and Gemini. So she's saying that she had sadness, she had sickness. There was some anxiety on her part. She had sleepless nights and worries. It was extremely stressful. There were threats. Oh, wow, there were threats being made. She's pointing out how sinful the industry was, and it was torture. It was anxiety-inducing. She was restless. She was going through a dark night of the soul. All right, so there was accusations and hopelessness. She lacked confidence. And her conscience struck her that it was not the industry for her. All of the things that she saw behind the scenes. Give me more. She saw how it eats its young with the Six of Cups here. Yeah, the Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So she wanted her freedom, her independence from the industry where there's so much betrayal. She was very heartbroken. It could have been the breakup with Jay-Z as well. She says there was sadness and emotional pain, lost love, difficulties in a relationship, and self-harm. She was irritable. There was controversy, contradictory energy, misunderstandings, alienation, dissonance, upheaval, and hypersensitivity, as she felt like it wasn't worth it. The material comforts, the money, the success, it wasn't worth her mental health. It was weighing on her. She's saying it wasn't worth it. All that glitters is not gold. Okay, show me how you feel for Jay-Z. What are your feelings on Jay-Z after the fact? Your feelings on Jay-Z. Okay, she said he's a gatekeeper. He's shown up as the Hierophant, the Death card, the King of Wands. He's a power player. Okay, yeah, the Nine of Wands here, Moon in Sagittarius. He is a Sagittarius. You have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius here with the King of Wands, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, the Death card, Scorpio energy. She said this was the end for her. The Ten of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. She says he changed her fate. He brought some karmic energy into her life. She was very attracted to him. She's finding out how passionate she was towards him and he was towards her. But he left her with some PTSD. Jay-Z is typically known for leaving his relationships, allegedly, his partners, with PTSD. She felt like it was burdensome, it was stressful, and she'd rather just walk away from the industry as a result of dealing with him. She said he's an industry guy. He's one of them. He's one of them. And he was doing something to make my life hard. Now, we're going to look into Beyonce as well and see if Beyonce, her meteoric rise happened not long after this. So they kind of came out around the same time as solo artists. I think around like 2001, 2, 3, somewhere in there. This is when Blu Cantrell had her run. She had a really nice CD. If y'all haven't heard it, I would suggest you listen to it. I don't know if she had more than one, but I know her debut album was really nice. Okay, so when it comes to Beyonce, does she have a role in your exit from the music industry? King of Cups, she said yes. Ten of Pentacles, she said yes. Ten of Cups, she said yes. Okay, Page of Cups, she said yes. She's saying there's some nepotism here. She's pointing out nepotism. She's pointing out legacy. She's pointing out being well-connected, being in industry from that royal family. Beyonce has the royal bloodline, the quote-unquote royal bloodline. She is related to Queen Elizabeth and the quote-unquote royal family. She's saying she's heavily protected. She's saying that Beyonce will never lose her spot, is what she's saying here. You had the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Eight of Wands here. She's saying she came in and she kind of just pushed me out of the way, the Knight of Swords. I didn't see this coming. Ten of Swords, they stabbed me in the back. They betrayed me. Gemini energy. Sagittarius energy is here again. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. That's Beyonce is the Queen of Pentacles. She said Beyonce's spot is solidified. No one will ever dethrone her. This is according to Blu. Based on these cards, the Hermit card is here in the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Swords in the Tower. So she said, absolutely, I had to leave that industry because I was being sabotaged. I was being sabotaged. I feel like she was even given an ultimatum here. You have the Fool card. It's like she packed up and left rather quickly, and she's been in isolation ever since. Wow, she's saying, yeah, there was upheaval behind the scenes, and I couldn't fight that battle. These people, when they fight to win, and they will win at all costs. They don't care who they have to step on. They will destroy your whole life. Okay. How about some Oracle cards? All right, what do you want to say about your energy when you left the industry? When you left the industry. All right, she says, don't get your feathers ruffled. She had inner calm and well-being, patience, deep breathing, compassion, and the ideal. She realized that it was best for her to not try to ruffle any feathers and fight back. She said, I'm going to just walk away in peace. All right, she says she was barking up the wrong tree here. She said it was a dead end. It was stalemate. Not now. A lack of clarity and perspective shift was needed. She knew that she was dealing with something much bigger than her. She knew no one would back her up. No one would hear her cries. You have bless your heart, friendship, appreciation, devotion, worthiness, caring, playful, teasing. And we have lipstick on a pig. Artifice, denial, cover-up, trickery, superficiality, fertility, foolishness, and looking closer. Again, she said, I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to try to change the industry. We have too big for your britches here. Arrogance, vanity, self-importance. Being high and mighty and modesty is needed. She knew she was fighting a losing battle. So she said, I'll leave it to them. They can have this industry. I want to walk away with my peace of mind. Unfortunately, she has suffered some mental health issues over the years, though, and it's even showing up in the cards. She felt very defeated because she loves music, she loves singing, she loves performing. Show me more. Show me more about your days in the industry and why you left. Well, how are you feeling right now? She said, spilling the beans and telling the secrets. She's like, I know the secrets. I know what goes on behind the scenes. She may end up, at some point, she may end up coming out and telling, maybe writing a book, telling her story. She knows the industry secrets. She was an insider. She's pointing out a boss here, a masculine bar, who was demoted from a divine to a karmic masculine. She's pointing out a healer. She's been seeking out healing. Someone was collapsing. She said someone is collapsing without her energy. She's pointing out that they used her as some kind of ritualistic sacrifice here. This boss, the CEO, could be Jay-Z. Number 88, number 80 are here. She's saying here, I deprived them of my energy. I put my energy back. I know they're secrets, but I'm healing. I am healing. And she's saying she saw him as a divine masculine, but he was demoted to a karmic. And she realizes right now that he's going through everything that he put her through. The industry is turning on him as well. That contract is drying up. This person is nothing but skin and bones. Okay, she said there was emotional pain, and she had unlimited access to the fruits of the spirit. This is what she's saying. I healed myself. And then we have that old school R&B love, a soulmate, a twin flame. She saw him as her twin flame. All right, and then we have emotionally and mentally unstable, number 76, and we have divine masculine. We have false information. She said they're documents that are being falsified, information, statements, and an agreement here. She could also be pointing out a contract that she didn't like. We have divination again, and we have crown chakra crowning ceremony. She's pointing out this masculine. The same masculine is in these cards. He's being elevated. She said, yeah, they put a crown on you, but now it's your turn to feel what I felt. The industry is turning on you as well. She's showing me her ancestors. She's pointing out the manipulation in the industry. She's also saying she got a message from the twin flame that she loved. She loved him. But she said he was wearing a mask. So she decided to take the road less traveled here. Okay, so she's saying here that these people feed off of everyone's energy. She's not giving them any vibrational feedback because their energy frequency is too low. She's ascending. She says no weapon formed against her shall prosper. She's pointing out the spell work, the voodoo. She's doing a return to sender, dark magic projections. They performed a return to sender. She performed a return to sender. She's pointing out her gift, but she feels like some work was done. We have voodoo. She's saying she's a sweetheart, but she was in trash energy and low vibrational energy being around this industry. They were thieves stealing money. And she's pointing out the karmic feminine, Beyonce. She said, I had a praying grandmother. It makes me think of that soundbite. But I had a praying grandmother. That's what I'm hearing here. She had a praying grandmother. And so she's saying karma is spinning the block. She feels that everything they've done to her is already done to them. Makes me think of the color purple. Everything you've done to me is already done to you, is what she's saying. It's all coming back around. It's all karmic. We have a few more decks to get through. Just two more. People don't realize everyone has spiritual protection. We all have ancestors that look out for us. We have grandmothers, great-grandmothers that pray for us. Grandfathers, great-grandfathers that prayed for us, and they're long gone, but their prayers still stand. Alright, so let's move on to this next deck. We just have two more. Blue, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? She's saying here that there was a false connection between her and Jay-Z. The woman in the card has blue hair. It says the bond may be karmic, temporary, or just meant to teach. Either way, it's not what it appeared to be. She understands it was a karmic connection. She sees him as a karmic masculine. Alright? She's pointing out that she's been blocked. It's things to be blocked, but try not to take it personally. Value those who value you and don't chase the ghost. So she's saying, look, they blocked me out. They blackballed me. And maybe there's been some drinking here. It says a boiling point. Pressure has been building for too long. This situation is one spark away from full-blown combustion. She's saying this is catching up to them. What goes around comes around. All right, we have long distance, and I feel, again, this is that Two of Wands energy. Her saying, I want to put distance between myself and the industry. I don't want anything to do with this industry. I just want to leave it behind. It says it takes strength to love across miles, dealing with unmet needs and invisible walls. The disconnection isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Feels like she totally disassociated herself. She says she's burning the script. You don't have to keep playing the part they wrote for you. Burn the script, rewrite the plot, and make it legendary. So I'm wondering if she'll have a comeback at some point. She's very talented. Show me more. Okay, last card we have is a secret affair. She's saying they thought they could hide it, but whispers are growing louder. Affairs rarely stay hidden forever, so I'm wondering if there was some overlap between him dealing with Beyonce and Blu. I mean, he was so enamored with this woman, he named his firstborn child after her. Well, that's not his firstborn child. We all know allegedly Jay-Z has other kids, but as far as the ones that he claims, she looks like she's showing up as an inspiration for his first child's name, his firstborn's name. Okay, Blu, what do you want to say about Jay-Z? Your time with Jay-Z. What was your time like with Jay-Z? What do you have to say about him? She said there was a gender role reversal and he has childhood wounds. She said he's immature emotionally. He's a cheater. He's very image conscious. Page of Cups reverse. He may even have some addictions here. He could be very moody or mean. And she's saying she felt like the man in the relationship. There was a gender role reversal. Okay, he was emotionally unavailable to her. All right, she said the end is near, almost over, last call. All right, she was quitting. She said, listen, I had to leave that situation. Show me more. Access denied. She said blocked out of her life and her energy field. Okay, so she's making it very clear to me. I don't even want to talk about him. Show me, why did you leave the industry? Why did you leave the industry, Blu? She said the damage was done. She had a tower moment. It went to the point of no return. There was inevitable change and an ending. And I did read when I was just getting my notes together for today. Last night, I saw that there was a shakeup at her label, and whomever she came in under, they were pushed out and another person came in. So that tower moment that happened could have been the shift in management or whomever was running the label. She didn't choose to renegotiate her deal, is what it said. Okay. So she's talking about the Mandela effect here. She said that they are revisionist historians. She said the facts don't line up. She has distorted memories about her time, conflicting information, unintentional and confusing details. She feels like it was a blur. It kind of came in really quickly, left really quickly. It's like, that's not the biggest part of my life. I'm not even worried about that. I left it behind. I let the tower fall. She said that's a sinking ship right there. She cut her losses. She's pointing out some silent competition here, y'all. Listen, sizing her up. Somebody was always comparing their lives to her. They were jealous and envious. They were frenemies. It says you don't even know they're alive, but they are a rival or somebody that you least expect. It's a one-sided bickering going on here. I wonder who that could be. Is that Beyonce? Tell me your feelings about Beyonce. She says the boardroom and the bedroom. She says she's mixing business with pleasure, Gemini energy, Capricorn energy. She's at a workplace affair, work-home life balance. It's kind of making me feel like allegedly she's saying she has had some transactional relationships. The casting couches here. She says she slept her way to the top. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see more. She says, remember to breathe, practice mindfulness, make time for meditation, peace and quiet, alone time, a moment to catch your breath and breath work. She said they're working Beyonce like a Hebrew slave. She says she is working her butt off. She needs to take time to relax, enjoy her children. What else do you have to say about Beyonce? Was she in silent competition with you? Did you have any bickering with her over Jay-Z? Was there any overlapping? Okay, so we have a gatekeeper. She says she's a gatekeeper. She has influence and persuasion in the industry. Yes. Okay, so she's saying yes here. We have Sagittarius coded. So she said there's an adrenaline junkie here, thrill seeker. That could be Jay-Z, obviously. He's a Sagittarius. There's intense, reckless behavior in pursuit of the truth, a free-spirited, expansive, glass-half-full optimist. nomadic, drawn to foreign places, people, cultures, lovers, and travel. She said this. She bores easily. Well, she could be pointing out Jay-Z, an adventurous, brave type of person, a go-getter, go big or go home, speaks their mind, and they hurt your feelings. Anything else you want to say about Beyonce? She said, fast forward. She's pointing out her work ethic. She respects her work ethic. Eight of Pentacles. That's Virgo energy. Beyonce is a Virgo. She's saying her success is due to some things she did behind the scene, but she is a hard worker. She is a master of her craft. She's skilled. She sees things through. She finishes the things that she starts. She sees her as a hard worker, and she feels like she's capitalizing right now. Eight of Wands energy. She sees in the moment. She's striking while the iron is hot, and she says she came in quickly, and she kind of just took over the industry. Do you have any bad blood with Beyonce? Doesn't sound like it. She said in and out. She said no, it was inconsistent, coming and going, repeating cycles, short-lived, over. So what she's saying is what I already said here. She felt like she wasn't in an industry long enough to have any bad blood with her. And she doesn't feel like she's missing anything. What else? All right, she says it ain't my fault. She says my hands are clean. I have nothing to do with this. Scorpio energy. And she has a regimented schedule, the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. So she's saying, no, Beyonce is beholden to this industry. She's stuck. I'm not stuck. I got in and out. She said, I'm the phoenix rising from the ashes. She says, I'm reaching my own milestones. I'm at the end of that cycle. I've completed that. I have closure, success, and fulfillment within my own right. She has a sense of wholeness here, and she feels like she has been resurrected, going through an awakening, self-actualizing, and a rebirth. And it says deal or no deal, the Two of Pentacles again, the contract negotiation. She decided not to sign with the label once they were trying to renegotiate her deal. She's pointing that out here. She says an offer was on the table, but it was an all or nothing, take it or leave it offer, and she decided no. She tried to make a counter offer, but they didn't accept it. And she said that there's pretty privilege here. And the Ace of Wands and reverse is again, it's a short-lived success here. She had a false start. She's pointing out her career was a dud, and she felt led astray. She said these people live a life of crime and their followers. She's pointing out something overseas that they may be doing allegedly, and that they seek a stamp of approval. She said Beyonce is kind of a big deal, but she's still fallible. She says everyone will hurt you eventually, but who is worth suffering for? And there's also things that she knows that she will never tell. Two of Swords here. Libra moon energy, which is plausible deniability. She's saying, look, I will never tell, but I know a lot of secrets and I'm not going to poke the bear. I decided to keep the peace. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, make sure your notification bell is on for future readings. I'll see you in my next video.